Welcome to our channel, Money Simplified. Today's video is about wealth and how to build wealth. So watch till the end of this video so you can know the secret or the simplest way to build your wealth. Before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, and comment down below your finance related questions and your favorite part of this video. So let's get into it.
Welcome to our channel. Today's video is all about wealth, and since our targeted audience is high school students or students who are planning to enter into the practical life, so we try to narrate it as simple as possible.
So I'm going to be asking a couple of questions to my father, and he'll be answering it. So let's get into it. So the first question is, what is the difference between income and wealth?
Very important questions as far as the financial literacy is concerned. A lot of the time, people always mix the definition of income or wealth, or more precisely, the rich person and a wealthy person. Income or wealth is the possession of money at any specific date in time. So if I'm earning $500,000 a year or $1 million a year, so I am having income, or I'm a rich for a $1 million. But wealth means if I stop working or if I stop doing my active income activities, how much time I can sustain my current way of living is called the wealth. If I sustain longer, then I'm more wealthy. So we have to be very much clear about what is income or the wealth. The example of wealth or the income is, for example, if you have monthly expenses is $10,000 a month or $5,000 a month, and you have the saving of $10,000 in your bank account, so you're wealthy for merely 2 months, because you can sustain or you can keep your current standard of living for the 2 months. But if you have a passive income that continuously generating the money for you, and that passive income is 100%, 50% or more than 100% of your current living expenses, so you will be wealthy for that much longer period of time unless this passive income is working for you.
So basically, wealth determines if you stop working and you still earning money. Yeah.
So in simple words, the wealth determines that when your money start working for you and start generating your income, and that leverage your current living expenses. So how long you can sustain the current life with that passive income is called the wealth.
So the second question from me to you is, how does one build wealth?
This is also very important and interesting question. A lot of time people think that if I have inherent a big sum of money, or if my father is a rich person, so then only I can be a rich person in the life. But if you can see or if you can read about the biographies of all the people in the history who became rich, 95% of them started broke or became broke in their life. So what make it possible to develop or accumulate the wealth? These are the rich financial habits or smart financial habits which make it possible to develop a wealth or accumulate the wealth in your life. And since you accumulate the wealth in your life, then you pass on to your next generations. So understanding how the money works is the first and foremost point to accumulate the wealth. Everybody have active income in his or her life. So if we spend all the money on our expenses, and at the end of the day we do not have seeds available to grow the money. So here comes the next concept of accumulating the wealth to managing your expenses. In the previous video we discussed that saving is not what you save after the spending. Save before you spend. So there is a very interesting and very pertinent book called Richest Man in the Babylon. I highly recommend everybody to go and read that book. It shows it or narrates the story of a person who started from rags and ends up in the riches. And in the process he also tells his story or life story to his friends. The main crux of that book is you have to set aside a certain amount of the money whenever you get a paycheck. It's depending upon your own policy or your own understanding that how much you want to spend. and how much you want to save. For instance, if I have the less living expenses or I have a less financial responsibilities or liabilities on me, I can always set aside a bigger chunk of the money. For instance, I can save 20% or 25% of my monthly income right from my paycheck and start to accumulate that wealth. Once I have a sufficient amount or sufficient fund available in my saving account, then I can start to look the different area where I can invest. So once I start investing that saved money, it started a new venue for me to generate an income from where I can make new assets. So those assets put more money into my pocket. Now the critical part is, whenever your money or your income start to grow, do not grow your expenses accordingly. Because a lot of time, the most common mistake or financial mistake people do, whenever their income increase, they increase their expenses. So there always some deficiency, or they're always at par with their income and expenses. So do not increase your expenses. If your income increased, increase your saving portion of your bank account. So the more saving you have, the more you have the possibility to invest it into the different areas. Now once you have a sufficient money in your account, sufficient means, it's not means $100,000 or $200,000. Any income that we can put somewhere to generate the income. Now once you have some money starting grow in your saving account, now try to learn the different ways. Especially in North America, we have a very well-established stock exchange business here. So we can have a separate video about stock investing in the future if I really want. So we can invest in the stocks which pay the money on the monthly basis. These are called dividend giving stocks. And these stocks can vary from $10 to $100 or $1,000. So whatever money you're saving, you can put in that. Or you can look other arenas where to put that money. So once you start generating the income, the passive income, that thing make you wealthy. The more passive income you have, the more wealthy you are. Why? Because you can sustain the more of your current living expenses till the further period of time, until and unless your passive income is still in the process. In that, we promised to give you the simplest way to accumulate the wealth. The simplest way is to first of all decide a certain percentage of the money you save in the start of the month whenever you receive a paycheck. Start to accumulate that money into a separate saving account. Meanwhile, try to understand how the money works and see the different areas where you can invest the money. Once you have a reasonable amount available, start investing in that. Once that investment starts generating money for you, keep a check on your expenses. Do not increase your expenses. Instead, increase your saving portion. And this whole process is called the cycle of wealth.
Yeah.
So the more you understand the process, the more you can fasten the cycle of generating wealth.
So that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed and found it very informative. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, and comment down below the favorite part of this video. So I'll meet you in the next one.